Okay guys, so welcome back to the Coruscant Ranked series. And as you can see, we achieved Supernova Rank. We are at 318 million berry, which is quite nice, yes. It was a bit of a grind, but the recent changes in the deck made this possible. And you can see that from there on we're climbing pretty hard. Here we were stagnating a bit at around 200, and now it went pretty well. So, and like always, if you're not interested in the stats, there's going to be timestamps to the matches right away. Otherwise, let's look at the stats a bit. So, the best thing is that hitting Supernova Rank, I actually beat a law in this case, which I was like, okay, next game, I'm hitting Supernova. Let's hope it's not a law. And it was a law, and I win. So, amazing. This one was a invalid game because the opponent didn't show up or something. Then we had an Enel win here. We had a loss, so we avenged the loss here. We had a Nami win. Here we have the same Enel. We lost against him as well. A Whitebeard loss here and an Enel win again. Yeah, so it's looking pretty well. And I was thinking about a bit about like what's the goal? Like, is the goal to forever play Rosinante, to change the deck one day? And I think the nicest goal would be to just be the best Rosinante player in OPBounty. So it would be nice to have some kind of a leaderboard, or to just know what's the highest bounty for a Rosinante player. And achieving that, I think, would be the point where I switch decks. Until then, I'm gonna only play Rosinante. Maybe I play him until 500 million, but being the best Rosinante player in OPBounty would be an amazing goal. So I'm trying to achieve that. Okay, so the current deck list is this one. So we have 26 games played. We have a win rate of 46.2%. I think this will climb up a little bit higher, like at around 50, 55 or something, because there is some hard matchups that we hit. We have like the law matchup, which is crazy that it's now 40%. I think these changes made a big difference. So the Enel matchup is pretty hard. We have no Moria. We have one. That's the loss. Okay. And we have one loss versus Yamato, where I think that the current Rosinante deck is even a bit favored against Yamato. So I think if we had hit better matchups, we could climb up to like 50-55% win rate, which is fine. And as you can see, this is the current deck list. We have 4 Captain Kits, we have 3 Sugars, we have 4 Baby 5s, 4 Rosinantes, 4 Baby 5 the Searcher, 2 Zoros, 4 Dofis for searching. We have 4 Garbs. So we went up from 3 to 4. Here we had even 2, which was the version with Monet. And here we had 3, which was without Monet, but a little bit different. We have 4 X-Drakes, 4 Gions, 2 Puddings, 4 Tashigi, 3 Sanjis, 2 Dofis, and 2 Raging Tiger. So why is this deck performing better than this, for example? I think the main reason is that we have one more 2K. Now, that's not the main reason, but having 4 2Ks, in that case, we have 12 2Ks, makes a difference, but the biggest difference is the Dofi. And the Dofi is so good because he's searchable with the Baby 5, which the Borsalino was searchable with the Tashigi. But the main reason is that the Dofi is making our bad matchups not better, but the good ones even better, if this makes any sense. So putting in the Borsalino makes the law matchup, for example, makes the law matchup better. because we're removing 4 drops and we're not just putting them back to his hand where he can just like remove his 3 Don and then remove one of our characters and then play the 4 drop again. So the Borsalino in that case would be better. And the Dofi just like delays it. It puts it back on hand. Next turn, he's going to play him again. But he's good in the matchups that we usually are good in. So, for example, Black Yellow Luffy, we are doing okay in that matchup. I don't know if we can see it here. No, there's not a Black Yellow Luffy here. So we lost one here. Here we are 1-1. That's with the Borsalino. Let's see if I find one version with the... No, we don't. But I had some practice games against Black Yellow Luffy with this version. And it was performing better. And the reason is because we can only remove 4 drops with the Borsalino. And we can remove 7 drops with the Dofi. In that case, we're making the good matchup better because we can put a ace, for example, back to hand. And the Dofi would just be dead weight. He would be there. The most drops in the Black Yellow Luffy deck are not 4 drops, so the Borsalino doesn't make doesn't have a big impact there. So yeah, the Dofi is. I think it's better to have the Dofi than to have the Borsalino. And the Gion is just the Nami matchup is if you get the Gion on board and you have the Zoro, it's almost an insta win. Yeah, so this deck is really, really good. I like it a lot. And let's go into the deck list because there's something interesting. Here, there's 636 games. I'm wondering, because this was one of the deck versions that I've played, and it's 46.2%. It's a little bit high. I'm not sure. I'm not performing that well with this deck. This is another version that I've played, I think. Yeah, also, I'm not too eager with this deck. I'm wondering when the current deck of mine shows up here. That would be amazing to see, like the Navy one. And here we can see like how well or bad the Rosinante deck is performing against different decks. Like this, 24 wins, 21 losses. And like I said, I think he's a bit favored, Rosinante, and even more with the Navy version than I think with one of those versions. Yeah, this makes total sense. Yes, Moria is hard, but it's almost 50-50. Yeah, I also think Zoro is pretty hard. Nami, yeah. It's only 4-3, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna play 3 games and see how we perform. Okay guys, so I'm recording this in 2x speed now and I'm doing a voiceover. Let me know in the comments if you prefer this style or if you want me to do it like I do usually, just commenting while I'm playing. But yeah, people just take some time a bit longer to play, and it's better for the viewer, I think, if I just speed it up. So we played a Tashigi to get an X-Drake here. Sadly, I don't have a Dofi to play on turn 3, so I just go face here, 5-5. I think that's the best solution, because otherwise if I play a Sugar, it would just be removed. Here I see 2 Otamas being used already, which is quite nice, so there's 2 less 2Ks. And I have 2 Bonclays on field now. This seems a bit dangerous. I could just Sugar here and kill one of them. What would be the best is to look for a Raging Tiger. But sadly I don't see it here in the top 5. And next turn is already 7 done, so even if I Tashigi I can't find it. Which sucks a bit. I'm just rearranging. Maybe I get the Zoro on board if I have 3 life. I most probably lose those life now. Yeah, but because these 2 Bonclays are pretty dangerous. So I get hit 6 here to face. I counter out with 2. I'm probably gonna do this again. but he goes 7 here. So yeah, best thing is to maybe just take the life. I could also counter out, but yeah, taking life is a good decision. He plays another Bonclay, so there's 3 on board now. I have to clear those up. I counter this because I need the X-Drake to clear the Bonclays. Yeah, having a Bonclay now would have been amazing. A Raging Tiger now would have been amazing. There comes the Doofy that I rearranged. I'm trying to clear the Bonclays. I'm getting both of them, which is a good start. Yeah, now the question is, do I search for something with the Tashigi? Or do I set up board to like keep my life because I want to kit next turn? So I might be using a blocker. Like having another attack here would be perfect. I just sugar the Bonclay. Having one more attack would be super nice. But I sadly don't have it. I might have the decision would have been better maybe to play a Dofi here, because I have the Dofi for I have 1 Don up to play the Dofi. But on the other hand, I was unsure because the Dofi can't be removed just by removing the Don by the law, because he has 4000 attack. He can remove the Rosinantes though, so if I play the Dofi and I have to kill him, then the kit is unprotected. So I was a bit hesitant on right there. Yeah, he attacks here 7, and I do a huge misplay. I didn't see that it was 7. I was just a bit tired, or my brain didn't function correctly. I was expecting just to be a 6k attack, and I counter out with a 2k. So yeah, huge misplay here. Good thing that I can rest the Zoro, and it looks like I'm fine, but I actually am not fine here, because I'm way too behind. Here's 4 characters on board. I have to play the kid now. I can't play the Zoro because I'm just on 1 life. He counters out the killer, which makes things even more difficult. And now there comes the setup that I talked about. I'm using the Dofi to protect the kid. I might have also needed the X-Drake, but sadly I couldn't, because I need to kill the killer, because he has 7 base attack when I'm that low in life, and he can just attach 1 more Don and go for 8, or he attaches all the Don and I can counter out. So I was trying to kill him. It was one of my outs to maybe get the game back. Yeah, I just counter out here with 1. That's good. He could have gone for 9, which I would have used 2 then. And he passes over to me. I could just play another kit. Which I should have. Yeah, it would have been the best decision here, I think, to play another kit. Instead of a sugar here. Because now I just go full life, which I'm not sure if this was a good play. I could have just used the kit and play with the new kit with with this effect that could have just played the sugar there and do almost the same. Yeah, I don't know why I went face there. It doesn't do me any favor. I just use my Don to take 1 life of him and not making my board any stronger. So it was kind of a misplay as well. Yeah, he goes for my kit. I use my Drake. Would have been perfect to 1k here, but I sadly don't have one. Here's a interesting combo that I could have played, and that's playing the Dofi and bringing the Tashigi back to my hand, and then search with the Tashigi for a blocker. Yeah, but I don't do this, so yeah, I just play another kit. I think it's also fine to play another kit here. I would have loved to do this the turn before. Like I said, would have been much better. He goes full on. I just have to take this as well. Yeah, and he removes the Tashigi. Would have been nice to have her there. And this is also another misplay. I now go 9 into face, and I don't know why I do this. I should not do this. This doesn't do me any favor. It's like I remove 1 life, he's on 1 life, okay. I maybe threaten lethal next turn, which I think I don't. But I could have just used the kit effect to play the Luffy and be safer here. Then he needs a resource to like bring out the Otama or something and reduce Luffy's cost and then remove him. So yeah, this just wasn't such a good play. He goes 9 into my kit. Yeah, and now the Luffy would have been amazing, right? But yeah, now he goes face and I lose. Okay, next game is versus Black Yellow Luffy here. We're going second, so we mulligan and we see the baby 5, which is perfect. We're gonna play her and we're gonna grab a Rosinante, yes, would be the best. We have a 2k on hand already with a Garb. Gonna pass turn. We can protect the baby 5 here if we need to, because lead effect is active. Yeah, we're gonna do this. So it's nice to see like the 7 drops here. We can, like the Raging Tiger is amazing against the Black Yellow Luffy. Sad to see here 2 kits and 1 Zoro. But there's nothing we can do about it. So I guess I would go face here and then just play a Dofi to set up the Sanji. Would be the best probably. We can also go for Rosinante to protect the baby 5 because we don't have leader effect if we attack now. So yeah, I think playing the Dofi here is the best choice. We go first to face. Seeing a pudding would also be nice, also helps a lot. Yeah, let's draw into a Garb. We can set up the kit. Yeah, that's perfect. We are 6, we're drawing the Garb. At 8, we're drawing the Tashigi. Then at 10, we're drawing the Drake, and we play Sanji into kit. Also, the Dofi is pretty good versus Luffy, because sometimes we want to go for lethal, and he's just using a Sabo, for example. He has it on board, and then we can just Dofi and remove the Sabo, the blocker Sabo. We'll let the baby 5 go here. It's fine to let her go. He plays a Luffy. So we on 6 Dawn. That's the problem if we go second. I think I'm not sure if it's better to go second with this deck, or if it's even better to go first because of the curve. I mean, it's harder to set up the kit then because we can't Sanji on turn 9 into kit because we don't have the Dawn to use on the kit. But if we draw a kit, we can set him up on turn 9 out of hand. So might be even better to go first. I'm not 100% sure. Would be amazing to have stats for this as well, to see like how often do we win from first and how often do we win as second. Just play X-Drake here to have another blocker on board, to be safe, to set up the kit, because we want to keep at least 1 life when the kit hits the field. Yeah, so opponent doesn't have a strong board, but I think this is gonna change pretty fast. Like with Luffy, sometimes you close your eyes, you open them up, and boom, there's a board full of 5 cost killers. Yeah, we have 2 Raging Tigers, which when we have the kit set up and there's a new turn and we can just remove 2 6 cost in 1 turn, that's just so good. So he's probably gonna pressure now. Yeah, get the ace, get the sub as well. Removing. No, he's not removing. Okay, so that's fine. The Dofi dies. Use him to block. I'm 2 life. I'm 1 life now, and that's the danger, right? We can't play the kit now, because we're on 8 Dawn, and this board is so dangerous. So we have the Raging Tiger, which just almost delays our death just a bit because this is so dangerous. We're just on 1 life. We're probably gonna take another life next turn. Then we're on 0 life, setting up the kit. Yeah, that's not so good. Yeah, we can't play the Tashigi because we set up the kit. Yeah, so we skip turn with 1 Don or active. Could have played like a baby 5 just to have her like ready when we need to use her. So he's gonna do some new shenanigans now with probably gonna get a Sabo blocker. Here's another Sabo. Now he removes the X-Drake. And I'm just naked here. I have enough counter, that's true, but I need 1 life to protect the kit. Or I don't need it, like, but it's better to have it than to not have it. So I could go 2-2-1. Yeah, I'm doing that as well. And then he's gonna go probably the attach a lot on. I would go for the Garb. I would go 6 on Garb, 6 on, yeah. So I don't have a 2k left, so maybe I should have taken the first hit. Gonna 2k here again, like 2 1ks, and I'm gonna take the last life. Which is making this pretty difficult. I'm killing one of the Garbs. Yeah, setting up the kit. Playing a Rosinante. And skipping turn. So he could attach down here like on the Sabos and just try to punch through and kill me. But he would risk with that. If I counter this out, he might be dead next turn, or he probably is dead next turn. So he also has to be careful here. So he's gonna put something on his life stack. Yeah, there's another Sabo and there's a Luffy as well. Yeah, so I have to survive this. And I can ranging Tiger next turn. And then I should be fine. Yeah, he finally goes 10 on the kid. Gonna use the Rosinante here to block. He goes 8, I counter with 1. It's always nice to see him just going 8, because then I can just 1k out of there. So I'm gonna Raging Tiger here. Remove 2 Sabos. Then I go face here. I mean, I could have played the baby 5 and search for, like, use the baby 5 with the kit effect. But I would have been on 1 Don either way. So as long as I don't like get the Tashigi, which I can't with the baby 5, like it didn't make any difference. I could have, yeah, could have baby 5 and not attack live with kit and then kit effect into the Dofi, the 3-cost Dofi. Would have been a nice play. So he's gonna put some pressure back on board. But for some reason he doesn't decide to play the Luffy and the Ace. He probably is too afraid that I'm just gonna punch through and he doesn't have any counter in hand. So he's gonna keep the 2 life here. Which just the Luffy has 1k counter. So I can push for life here. And I think I'm gonna do this, yes. I'm gonna go 9. All 3 of these attack must hit. He takes 1. Which is nice to see. So he has to take 11, yeah, and that's GG. Perfect. Okay, so next game is against Enel. We're gonna mulligan. We are second, so that's pretty nice because we have 2 Tashigis in hand. So we're gonna play the first one. We could go for the Rosinante, but getting a 2k here is a good idea because we only have the Gion and we probably have to play her on turn 2. He goes 8 face, we're gonna take the life, which is also good to take the life when we play the Gion, because if he on turn 5 plays the Gedatsu, he can't KO the Gion. So he's also gonna take life, and here's the Gedatsu. He's gonna KO the Tashigi. We're gonna counter out with a sugar. We need the X-Drake for turn 3 to when we have 6 done. So the baby 5, we could have also countered out with the baby 5, but I think the baby 5 is more valuable. And here we see a pudding, we see another Raging Tiger and the kid. So we can set up for the next turns pretty well. So I draw into the pudding and probably play her next turn. There is also the possibility of playing a Raging Tiger next turn. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Okay, we go face. He's only on 1 life, which is fine for Enel, but it's also good for us to have some pressure. And that's the good thing about Gion. I just love this card. It's like having a 2k that you can also play on turn 4, and it has a good effect on board for Nami or Whitebeard or something. Is pretty nice. So here's the decision I have to make. Either I go into the pudding, or I just Raging Tiger here. Yeah, but I decide to go for the pudding. So I go 7, he counters out. I play pudding, and this was also some kind of a misplay. I think I should have just play the pudding first and then attack, because I mean he has more cards in hand, so he has more options to like have counters in hand. So I should for sure first play the pudding and then attack. But yeah. You lose, you learn. Or in this case, you make a misplay and you learn, I hope. Okay, so we're gonna kit into Rosinante. And we're on tier 2 life. This is exactly what I want as Rosinante. I want a kid on board and I want to have at least 1 life. And the more life I have, the better. So he's trying to kill the kid, and this is where the Rosinante is just so good. Like, having the Rosinante is amazing. He saved the kid. I have 2 life, which is also perfect because I can just block for the kid. And here he has only 3 cards in hand. I can Raging Tiger, exactly. There's this gone. I go full onto the Yamato. I go face into the Enel. And this looks pretty good. We have the board wiped. We have the kid set up. We have still 1 life, so we can protect the kid. Only thing is we don't have a blocker, but I think it's fine because we have 1 life. Only thing that would be nice, of course, is to see more blockers in hand. More 2Ks in hand, but you can't have everything, right? So he's thinking about countering or not, I think. Yeah, he took the life and yeah, he gets his life back. Also interesting that he removes the category. That's weird. I would use the category to get rid of the kid, but I don't know why he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't want to give me 1 life. He goes just 8, which is easy 1k. And here's another category. That's why he removed 1 out of his hand. Yeah, we can't play the Dofi, sadly, because the category is an 8 cost. Yeah, we draw into blockers and the Raging Tiger, and then the 2 Zoros are not what we want to see right now. Go face again. Yeah, he gets another life. And we just play the Luffy to have something big on board. Like having a 7k is pretty valuable now. And we're probably gonna take 2 life and play the kid next turn with the Rosinante. So the kid as pressure on board is pretty nice. So just gonna take this. There's another Luffy, which is also nice to have another blocker. And he probably attaches all done on the Katakuri and the tech as well. He might also be afraid maybe that he dies. No, he isn't. Oh, he is. So he is not attacking with the Katakuri there. Yeah, we just go face. Yeah, we go 7 face. Yeah, we draw into another blocker into the 2k. And then, yeah, I noticed that I don't need the Raging Tiger because there's no characters on board. And if I need it, I'm still drawing into it a couple of turns later. So it goes 8 into my Luffy. I block with face. And now I could, yeah, exactly. I can go 8 into the kid, into the Katakuri, and then just play the kid. And I also don't really need the Rosinante now to play with the kid. I could use him to just be like double save of protecting him. But I think like getting rid of one blocker on board now is not so good because they're so valuable now, the blockers, because I don't have any life anymore. So I need them. He's thinking of using his last card in hand to counter. Which he is. Also nice to see another 2k gone. Yeah, and I decide here to not play the kid, which is fine because I remove the threats on the board. I still have 3 blockers. I use another blocker now to be extra safe. I have 4 blockers on board. I can set up a Sanji into Zoro next turn. I go another 7. So even if there's something coming up now like a Sanji, it's not so threatening to me. He goes 6 into life. I just use one of the Luffys. And let's see what he plays. This is another Yamato. Yeah, there's another Yamato. So here's the question now. Is it better for me to just play a kid to be safe? Or do I want to Sanji into Zoro and then end the game? And I think, yeah, ending the game here is the right decision. I have 3 blockers. So even if there's some crazy stuff coming, I'm not dying here. And a little risk I have to take. Just because, yeah, there's the rush in it and I still have a blocker. So it was perfect to have 3 on board. And I have to take the risk, otherwise this just goes on forever. Yeah, he can't take 9. He can't take 9 again. Yeah, I go for 11 and he's dead. Okay guys, so we ended up with 2 wins, 2 losses against this Moria, which I probably didn't post because he was taking ages to do something and I didn't want to edit it. Yeah, so then we had this super misplay game against Law, sadly, but this guy was pretty high. This super close game against the Luffy. Nice to see that we can control this matchup and Also in difficult positions, we can go for the win. And then this nice Enel game, which I really enjoyed. It was fun playing it, and also fun to see how we can just like set up this board with all the blockers and then bit by bit like taking out his life and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we end up with 340 million. So we're on our way to Shichibukai here. Yeah. So 500 million. Okay. Thanks guys for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.